Hello, everyone. Sarah here with Rewrite Your Life. I am going to share some insight into what is often shared activities. Activities to begin to work on healing your inner child. If you know that you experienced a lot in your childhood, a lot in your upbringing, if you know that you were someone who experienced childhood emotional neglect or early childhood trauma, whether it be neglect, I mean, that is a form of trauma. Your parents were never around. They just didn't have time for you. You were there to be seen and not heard. You were there to just sit down and look perfect and make them look good so that they looked good, so that they could really feel better about themselves. But your emotions, your expression of your emotions were ignored, neglected, or punished. And now you know that you've got some inner healing to do. You've got some inner child work to do, and you're looking for how to do this, and you're watching videos that say activities to heal your inner child. Understand, a lot of the things that are shared are not bad, but they're going to be met with a lot of restriction, a lot of internal restriction. The advice that's out there, uh, you'll feel internally when you begin to do it that this isn't enough, or this isn't it, or this is stupid, or you'll feel more painful emotions that you've suppressed and pushed down come up and experience resistance to wanting to go any further. And you may feel this inner battle and confliction to say, I know I'm supposed to do this. I was told I should do this because it should make me feel better. And I don't know why, because I desire to get better, that I can't do this or don't want to do this. You want to be in a different emotional state. And to get into a different emotional state, you need to get into a different state of unconscious belief. Right now, the experience, the emotion, the sensations, that internal resistance and that inner battle is driven by your unconscious beliefs. And it's coming up against this. This is what you should do to not feel this, without taking into consideration that your unconscious beliefs are the driving force behind this. So, this advice that you find, like write a letter to your parents, you may find that resurfaces all of the anger that you've suppressed towards your parents, or brings up experiences, energy, emotion around the pain and the trauma that your unavailable or neglectful or abusive parents caused. And you may feel like, I don't, you know what, there's a activity, write a letter to your inner child, and you feel so sad and so bad for all the things that your inner child had to go through and endure, and all the things that happened to them, that it almost re-traumatizes you. So this experience and these activities that are supposed to help you heal from your trauma are opening up the wound, and it may feel like that wound has scabbed over, and now you're ripping off that wound with these activities, like writing a letter to your parent, writing a letter to your past you, writing a letter to your inner child, or having a dialogue with yourself. The thing about that is you're always having a dialogue with yourself. And the dialogue is just an expression of thoughts. It's, I think this, really? I think that, really? I think this, I think that. You're already always having an inner dialogue with yourself and talking to yourself. It's the language that's expressed while you're dialoguing with yourself that you desire to be changed. That will not change until your unconscious beliefs change. Unconscious beliefs about yourself, about the things that you experience, about the things that you went through. And there's a little asterisk that says, don't judge your thoughts or emotions. You're like, how the hell are you supposed to not judge your thoughts or emotions? It feels like that's all I do. All I do is sit there and judge myself, and judge the thought, and then judge the emotion. And if it's shameful or painful, I agree with it. And I'm like, you're right. I don't deserve to feel this way, because if I did, I wouldn't. Right. And because of what my mom said, and because of what my dad said, or because of what I went through, they were right. And if I And then it can feel like it's impossible to heal. And that's why people have a jaded, skewed perception that it takes forever to heal because of activities and advice. And even the word activities is, it insinuates, oh, this is supposed to be fun, this is supposed to work, this is supposed to make you feel better because it works. And then when it doesn't work, you're like, I don't feel better, I feel worse. Another example is engage in art play. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've done artistic things and gone out, and people who have unresolved, unprocessed trauma, the stories they're having, that dialogue with themselves, are going, I'm horrible at this. I suck at this. I'm no good at this. And then sitting there and comparing themselves to the person next to them and saying, wow, you're really good at that. Wow, I wish I were as talented as you. I wish I were gifted like that. I suck at this. I have no artistic skill, ability, or talent. And so engage in art and play is not fun because the energy and the trauma gets stored in your body. Even if it's play, like move and dance, so many people, they have that energy locked in them physically, and so they feel constricted, they feel bound, they feel like they can't move, and they'd rather just sit there. Not to point out that they feel like they look ridiculous, and they look at someone who can move easily and just freely and go, oh god, I couldn't do that. Ew, move my fat body around, are you kidding me? And again, that dialogue with yourself is critical, is judgmental, is negative, but you're supposed to get out there and move and be free and play, but your body physically feels like it can't. And then you jokingly say, I'm gonna bend and snap. Like snap, like break, get it? Like from Legally Blonde. Ugh, it was a joke. And then they say rest and recuperate. And it feels like that's all you can do because you're so emotionally and energetically drained that you can't sleep enough to ever feel truly rested or rejuvenated. And so you go try and do resting and rejuvenating things, self care, self help things. And it just feels like a waste. It feels like, what's the point? It doesn't do anything. In fact, it makes me feel worse because every time I go get a massage, the masseuse looks at me and is like, whoa, uh, you got some issues in those tissues. And you're like, tell me something I don't know. I get it. That's why I'm here. And really deeply, not just the surface level. I want to be loved. I want to be listened to. I want to be understood. Duh. Those are things that you know. But then you have experiences with other people that you don't feel loved, listened to, heard, understood, that further dive that root, that core belief about you, that you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be listened to. You don't deserve to be heard because you were to be seen and not heard. You were to sit down, you were to shut up. And so, a lot of times, these activities to quickly heal your inner child, things you can do, start now, don't have the effectiveness or the impact that you desire. And that is because you are working consciously against an unconscious belief. Unconscious beliefs dictate, navigate, and direct 95% of your life. They are a 95% strong force, a stronghold. And you're working consciously with these activities that should make you feel better, 5% against that 95% force. No wonder it feels like a barrier that you can't break through. So I know you're going, yeah, I've tried all that. If you're watching this, because people that I connect with have tried all that. I had tried all that in my past. There has to be a connection with your personal, internal, unconscious beliefs that have to be in alignment with believing that you are worthy and deserving of these kinds of things. Because if not, you're just going to continue to feel that restriction and feel that resistance and feel the frustration and feel the emotion that's been pushed down come back up and feel re-traumatized, feel like you're ripping the scab off again the more and more and more you try, because try has an energy and an indication of perceived failure, and you already probably are embodying the identity of failure and worthlessness, helplessness, and hopelessness. If you've experienced childhood trauma, childhood neglect, and you're just coming at it with conscious activities, that should make you feel better. There's deeper work to be done, deeper internal unconscious work to be done to truly transform your personal unconscious beliefs about yourself. When you do that, then those exercises, then that advice, then those activities are available. And they're available as additional resources to help you open, to help you expand. But until you do the deep internal unconscious work, those are going to feel and leave you with the experience of uselessness and more wasted time and more of the identity that you already have that says, I'm a failure. This isn't working. This feels hopeless. I still feel powerless. In fact, I feel worse. And you're on this journey to feel better because you didn't then and you deserve to. And now you realize I'm an adult now. And that was not fair what I went through. It wasn't fair that I had to go through that, that I didn't have an out, that I didn't have an outlet or an escape. I couldn't. I was a dependable child and I depended on people who left me with those experiences. But now it's up to you. And so if you're just looking for activities to heal your inner child, you're probably going to relate to this and say, yeah, it does very much feel that way. And I know because I personally experienced the same. So when you're ready for deep internal transformation and reprogramming of your unconscious beliefs, I would love to connect with you. You can find out more at sarahpacaro.com. Bye for now.